Come on, let's go and have a walk to Lincoln's Brayford Pool. In this video, I'm going to do some architecture photography, but hopefully with a slight difference, because what I'm going to try to do is pick out those structures, those forms, those additional elements in architecture that make the building or make the thing that's being built interesting. Those lines, those shapes, those forms, patterns, all those sorts of things. I'm going to do my best to try to pick some of those out and hopefully take you along with me and show you exactly what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to get out of the photo. I've come out to Lincoln's Brayford Pool, which is on the opposite side to the university, where lots of new modern buildings are in Lincoln. And I think or hope there's going to be one or two interesting patterns, interesting structures that I can isolate in my image and take a nice shot. Lincoln isn't the biggest city in the country, and it doesn't have massive amounts of buildings and architecture, but it is interesting because it's got an uphill Lincoln, which is medieval cathedral castle, and it's got a downhill Lincoln at the Brayford Pool where this big lake is, and the university with all its nice new shiny buildings. So hopefully I'll get something. Looking for those interesting architectural structures and not being buildings, I think bridges, which is behind me, often provide a really good option to take a photo of something that is a nice architectural structure without being a building. And I'm hopeful. I've got a really boring, bland bridge behind me, and I'm hoping I can find something interesting in or around that bridge that will make a nice photo that will meet the criteria that I'm looking for. Let's come and have a look at this bridge. I just walked underneath this bridge and I can see these nice curved lines under the bridge where it's holding the road up. And I have taken this shot before at night, and I think it's been really a nice shot at night. You get nice reflected light and everything. Unfortunately, it looks like today it's a bit bland, it's a bit boring. It's not that interesting, but I'm going to try to take a shot of this bridge anyway and try to bring that structure out, that line, just to show you what you can do. What looks like a really boring bridge could be something interesting. We've got the EM Mark II 25mm lens, 1/50 second f4, gone slightly underexposed because of the light that's just on the other side of the bridge. Got this line leading down. There's a boat there, and the boat's going to be travelling that way. In my eyes, at least. In fact, it's not. It's going to be travelling the other way. So I'll just move it around there. And that gives me a nice structure. I think that's all right. And the only trouble is, it's not very interesting. These stanchions are nice, but there's not much interest in this picture. So what I might do, I'll take this, I'll go with the other side, and I'll try and take a picture on this side or the other side of maybe have someone in the picture this side. So maybe make it a bit more streetwise. Let's do this anyway. This is the first shot. Let's give that a try. I'll focus on the boat because that's the thing I want most in focus. And there you are, there's my shot. I've got it on rapid fire for some reason. Let's just dial it down a bit because it's overexposed too much. Wait until these people go out of the picture, and then that's it. There's a first image, and I'll come back and I'll go the other side of the bridge. Well, I've made it over the other side of the bridge. Now, let's get the camera set up and let's just see what I can find from this side, looking sort of over the other side. It might be a little bit more interesting. But for this shot, once again, I've got these lines, this architecture, this structure of this bridge coming down. I've got a bit of water in. I might just move it up a little bit because I don't need as much water as that. It's all about these lines and this architecture, this structure. And I've just had to move slightly to the left because there's the boat there and it's in the way. What I think I'll do is take a high-speed shot, like these people on bikes walking past. In fact, there's 3 girls walking past, and I tried to get that extra element in the image. So I'm on 1/40 second. It's a bit slow really for these girls going past. I'll just speed it up a bit, just try and get a picture of these girls in there. And then that'll give me the extra element. See where that light is? I'm going to see if I can turn that round. if I can get someone where that light is in the image, like this chap's walking past. So there's people coming all over. So what I'll do, I'll just see this guy's just walking into the light now. That should make a really nice shot. And I'll keep experimenting, trying to get these lines in. And it's a bit of street, I guess. It's a bit of street photography. So I'm going to keep trying this, and I'll show you the one I take. I've come right to the heart of the university, which is pretty much close to where the bridge is, to be honest. And I'm hopeful that I can find some structures, shapes and pattern here at the university. I should do, although these nice modern buildings can be a bit square and a bit bland. But I'll have a look around, see what I can find, see what shapes or what patterns, what structures I can find. If you're a regular viewer of my channel, you've seen this channel before, you might wonder, why are my pictures never that good in these videos? And I think there's a couple of good reasons for that. And before I go on, if you are a viewer of this channel and you're not subscribed, I really appreciate if you would subscribe. That would be fantastic to me. And if you are wondering why my pictures are not very good, there's a couple of good reasons. One of them is that I, more often than not, just focus more on the videos than the photography in these videos. And you think it might be odd, because I should be spending a lot more time taking photos and showing you how to get the perfect image, but it's never that simple, unfortunately. But it does take a lot of effort setting the cameras up and getting everything right, ready for the video, and you end up spending more time doing that than actually focusing on the photo. And if I wasn't videoing, I'd spend loads of time walking around the scene, trying to get the right image, the right angle, high, low, left, right, all those things that we all do, and you end up trying to get a better picture. But the other reason, and probably the more important reason, is that I don't think any one of us that take photos goes out every time and gets that banger first time. And I find that I have to take many shots and lots of different things, lots of different angles before I get that spot on, that perfect, that banger. And trying to do that in a short video is just virtually impossible. And I find all of my best photos are done when I'm not videoing, when I'm out spending my time trying to get the shot, or getting up early morning or late afternoon trying to get the ideal shot. And that's that I'm trying to explain why, you often don't see fantastic shots in these videos. And maybe other people do it, but unfortunately I'm not that person. Steps often make good patterns, good shapes, and I've got quite a few sets of steps at the university, as they are behind me. And I'll have a look, see if I can find any nice sort of shapes and patterns from the steps too. Yeah, these steps of the university, I quite like the fact that these are tiered, these balconies, and that they kind of make a nice sort of angled shape going up here. I've got f4, 1/6 of a second. I've taken off burst mode, which is, I don't know why I had burst mode on. I'm going to take that shot and we'll see what that looks like. Another little interesting shot on nice structures, shapes, forms. I could turn it around that way and get a bit of the Lincoln sign. I don't really want the Lincoln sign, but I could turn it around that way, lift it back bottom a bit to get more of that top in. I might just come back a bit. I'll try and experiment, as I always do, see which one was the best shot I can take, and I'll show that to you now. When I'm talking about form, pattern, structure, I've really got to try to take a picture of these stairs, but I'm not really sure what makes the best shot of these stairs. The back looks all right, but I think the front might be better. So that shape, that corner, that looks quite nice. I think I could try and get a shot there, trying to get this standing as well. I don't know if it'll work, but I'll set the camera up and try it. As you can see, this image is all about form and shape. So I've got these steps framed with these two RSJs that are sort of just making a nice frame. I've got this nice shape, and it's got a lid to it, if you like. It's a bit light. The sky's a bit light, really. I'm not so keen on that. So I'll have to do something with that. But yeah, I'm on approximately 1/10 of a second f4. I'm slightly underexposed, and that's really big. In fact, I want to be overexposed really, because I want to at least to get that exposure spot on, because I really want these steps to be bright, and I'll have to take down the exposure of the sky. What I could do, I suppose, is blend it really. Couldn't I do two? But I'll take this shot and I'll wait for everything to go out of the image. And that's my first one. And then, as I said, what I'm going to do, I'll just take a slower shot and I'll blend the sky in. And then that makes it quite nice. There you are. That's that. I'll try one more, find one more shot and see what we can do. Lincoln's not particularly blessed with these tall buildings that go right to the sky. But sometimes, and if you're lucky, you just got to look up and try to take those images of those structures with converging lines, and sometimes they look really, really good. So I'm going to take a shot of this and I'll show you that now. Sometimes you just got to look up, and I looked up and I've got all these nice angles, and I really like the sort of look of this whole feel of this image. And this draws your line up to the top. So I've got f4, 1/80 of a second. I'll just take that shot now, zoom, just focusing in the middle. I'm happy to do that. Obviously, I don't like the reflection so much on these windows and stuff, and I've got this sky. So I might just, once again, I might just blend this and take a slower shot as well, and just blend that in and get two images. I quite like that. Let's see what that looks like. Light's fading now, and I've probably left it a bit late coming out really, which is probably another reason why I don't always get the best shots. And thanks very much indeed for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, then I'd really appreciate a like. Yeah, and if you're interested in doing sort of structural architecture photography, form, shape, pattern, then hopefully this has been the video for you. Once again, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheerio.